Welcome everyone to the 6th round of the Under 11 National Championships 2026. We have Ayaan Gupta with the white pieces taking on Sarbartho Mani. Both of them on 5 out of 5, and Ayaan plays his knight to f3. Both of them from West Bengal, and Sarbartho has a smile on his face. Maybe there's some inside story about the move knight f3 which we are not aware of. These youngsters would have played against each other before. Sarbartho is playing some great chess here. So is Ayaan. He goes pawn to c4. Interesting decision already for Sarbartho. Will he play e6? Will he play d4? He plays his pawn to e6. And now g3 played here by Ayaan. It's lovely to see the youngsters playing these openings which are played by top players. And this c4 followed by the Catalan like setup is of course very popular at top level, delaying the d pawn push. And now black goes bishop e7. So Sarbartho is not trying for anything out of the ordinary in the opening. He's just playing bishop e7, castles, maybe will go c5, maybe b6. Meanwhile Ayaan castles here. Black castles as well, and we have pawn to b3 with the bishop coming out on b2 on this long diagonal, and pawn to c5. Well, the idea is to close down the diagonal with d4. The bishop comes to b2 and Sarbartho goes knight c6. I think a wise move now is to play e3. But he plays d3, and that's already a step in the wrong direction, because now Sarbartho can play d4, which I think he's going to do that, and he pushes his pawn to d4, brings it back, plays d4, and the idea is if you play e3, I can play e5 and maintain my center. So the bishop on b2 already looking a bit passive. It's a small opening inaccuracy, but nothing that is fatal as of now. e5 played, and Ayaan goes a3. Well, white often tries to play b4 in such positions. Here it's very difficult to get that move. Let's see how Sarbartho continues here. He goes rook e8, a useful move. His idea could be to put the bishop back on f8 and maybe break with e4 if the opportunity presents itself. Bishop f5, another nice spot for the bishop. h6, bishop h7 could be the plan, and you have knight e4. Now this move very interesting by Ayaan. Sarbartho ignores it. He goes queen d7. He's essentially saying, if you want to take my knight, take it, I'll take back with the bishop. Ayaan takes it, knight takes f6, and you have bishop takes an f6. Okay, maybe knight d2 with knight e4 idea seems logical now, and that's exactly what Ayaan does. The position is still better for black, and what a nice move, bishop e7. One of the plans in this position could be to get the bishop out from f5 and play your pawn to f5. He also brings his rook to the center of the board, and somehow you can see that Sarbartho has played against the move e3, because takes, there is a lot of pressure on the d3 pawn. Bishop comes back to g6, and now f5 is the idea. You go b4. Ooh, that's surprising. Is that a pawn sacrifice here? Sarbartho takes cb. Well, I think white was feeling a bit too boxed in and decided to lash out and get some kind of Benko like counterplay with queen a4. He takes on a3. Somewhere I think it's not a bad idea, because bishop a3 and you get your rook to maybe a1, the other rook to b1 could be something. But knight b4, Sarbartho is so accurate. He's already offering a queen trade, and the queen, if it goes back, you have a5, a4 coming in. So queen b3 played, And Sarbartho can just play a5. I guess queen trade was better there, and pawn to a5 pushed. Queen comes back to b2. And do you also go for the move b5? Maybe not. Maybe b6 first. Calmly. There's no hurry. Sarbartho showing great patience. Knight to b3. But where's the knight heading to? That's a question. Maybe knight a1, knight c2 is what he wants. Rook c8 played. And he goes rook f1. Ayaan's moves are a bit cryptic here. Bishop f5. King h1. Maybe he wants to go for f4. The camera is a little bit moved away. I think it will be back on track soon. Bishop h3. Offering a trade of bishop. Bishop takes. Bishop taken. Queen takes. And now, be careful. Rook c6. Rook h6 can come in. f4 played. And Sarbartho quickly goes back. Knight c6. Takes on e7, rook e7, and f5. He pushes his pawn to f5. We have maybe e4 is possible, just getting in, but queen g4 played. Knight comes back to d2. The knight's idea is to come to e4. I mean, can we take on e2 here? Well, all of a sudden, the position has gotten a bit complex. Queen takes e2. The thing is, here e4 was very strong. And when he missed it, now suddenly white is getting something. f6 coming, knight e4 coming. Sarbartho goes back. Because if queen takes d3, there was rook f3 trapping the queen. Incredible trap by Ayaan. And now he goes queen takes b6. So he's getting his counterplay. Sarbartho has misplayed this. f6 played, and now he goes knight e4. Very interesting position. Black is still better. Black is still fine, but white has gotten counterplay. Rook b1, good move. I like how Ayaan is fighting here. Creatively, very creatively. We have queen d8 and the queen comes back to b2. Not trading queens. Keeping his chances. The knight on e4 is an excellent piece. It's a big fight now. Queen e2. And let's see what Sarbartho does next. He goes rook to b7. Plays his rook there. Now rook takes b7, rook takes b7, and a good idea is g4, g5 maybe. That would open up the king side. Knight to c5, jumping with the knight, attacking the rook. Knight e6 is also a threat. Rook b8 and knight e6. The knight jumps in. And one of the plans is to play queen g4 next to attack here. And so queen e7 makes sense here. Queen comes here to e7. c5 played by Ayaan. And Sarbartho quickly decides to trade the knights off. That's a good decision by him. If the pieces are traded, then that would be very nice for black. Takes, and rook to c1. The idea of this move is c6, c7, maybe push the pawn, but e4 played. Whoa, what is that? Can I play de? Then d3, queen e4. Maybe queen e4 is the best move. He takes it. Takes. And you can see Sarbartho. He's smiling there, but his position has lost its advantage. d3 pushed. Let's hope that this game gets even more exciting now. Rook d1. I mean, Sarbartho would win if d2, a4, a3, a2, a1, but in the meantime, the white king would also come up, king g2. But that's a mistake. Wow. The right move was c6. And with king here, c7 and then win the pawn. King g2 was wrong. Completely wrong. And now king e7, and it seems like Sarbartho is now winning. He's shaking his head, but the point now is that king f3, even if you played c6 here, I simply go rook d6 and bring my king to stop the pawn, and I don't lose the d pawn. So king e7, king f3 and a4, c6. Now he goes rook c8, but why rook c8, Sarbartho? Rook d6 and come here with your king. That's a very big surprise. Once again, Ayaan is back in the game. Rook takes d3. Sarbartho going wrong. He takes on c6. Well, now it's a clear draw. But okay, rook here to a3. It's clear that black is pressing because he has the rook behind the pawn. But king e3. He wants to bring his king to d4. Maybe g4, h4, g5. King d6, king d4. h5 played, and now very important to play h3 to get g4. Yes, he plays it. Rook a7 played. What a game this is turning out to be. Somehow Sarbartho trying his best to outwit Ayaan. Ayaan fighting back hg. He takes back hg. Rook a5, and now e5 check. What a move. Fe, because if he had taken rook e5, then a4 was hanging. King e4. Amazing pawn sacrifice. King e7 played, and now very important move g5. Again finds it. What a game. I'm stunned actually, to tell you the truth. King f7 and g6. But why, Ayaan? Just wait. King e3 or king f3, g6, and look at Sarbartho. He's like this engine who always gives away what he's feeling. King f6, and he's like, what? Why did he do this? Rook c3, but now can we go a3? He pushes the pawn. Maybe he's going for a mate, but check, because if rook c7, there was a2. Here there's no mate. Oh my goodness, maybe there's some mistake. Rook c6, king g5, rook c1, a2, rook g1 check, and king comes back. And look at the progress that Sarbartho has made here. Rook a1, and now just rook a4 check, and he's going to win f5, g6, everything. I think Ayaan played an incredibly very good game, but in the end, he just made a mistake. Actually, it wasn't even time pressure. He has 11 minutes on the clock, but I think king f5, rook f1, king e6, and now, well, g5. I think he can resign with a clear conscience here, but plays on. That's the thing about under 11 nationals. They play on until mate, which is fine. King c4. Sarbartho quickly making his moves. Rook e1. The opponent himself places the queen there. a1, and Sarbartho eating a banana there. Crazy. Blocks with the queen. King g2, trying for stalemate. Takes on e3. This is the fun part of the game now. This is the fun part. Oh, he was going to do some stalemate tricks. Rook a2. It would have been a stalemate, but he then gives a check. Man, these kids are just so smart. So smart. King d5. And this is... what is Sarbartho doing basically? Why is he bringing his king back? Why is he not checkmating his opponent? King e5. When black wins, the king has to be placed on e5. And so he checkmates there and brings the king to d4 so that the game is over. And let's hear them talk to each other.
যাতে তিনটা এখানে হয়, এই তিনটা কেন দিয়েছি এটা কি জি সিক্সটা কি মনে একটু বোঝা না, জি সিক্সে ছাড়া কি বলছে কি হয়েছে বা কি হয়েছে করবো কিছু ঢুকেছে। আরে আমি কিচ্ছু বুঝতে পারছি জি সিক্সটা ওদের নিয়ে তো আমি নিজেও জানি না আছে বাইরে হিন্দি করতে পারছি লাইফটা ইনফরমেশন আছে বেটার না তুই বিশ্বাস করে তো নেই বিশ্বাস করে তো নেই বিশ্বাস করে আমি কী করবো রুকি সিক্স না তুই জানিস কি ম্যাক্সিমাম বলছি তো এবার নাইটই করো নাইট বিফোর খেলতে হবে আমার এই নাইটটাকে এইখানে খেলতে হবে নাইট বিফোর খেলতে এবার তুই কিন্তু কুইন ইন্টু যাবে না তুই কুইন বি ওয়ান খেলবি নাইটে সিক্স খেলে এবার এগুলো রুকের ফাইভ বুঝছি ওটা আমি শিওর নিই তোকে বলছি ছেলেটা কি বলছি কি মনে হচ্ছে আমাকে বোর করি সেটাই চোদ্দো মিনিটে গিয়ে তারপরে ঠিক আছে আর তার কিন্তু এমন কিছু খেলে প্লিজ আমি এবার এর সাথে হোয়াইট কাপ ওকে আমি তো ওই না আমি দিয়েছি বাইরে গিয়ে রাখা পাওয়া যাবে আরেকটা ওটা তুই সাইন করছিস আরেকটা ওটা চারটে হবে এটা কে করলি আমি তো করিনি তুই করেছিস তো তুই করলি কেন আমার তাহলে এখানে আমি কে করবো আরে কাট করে দিয়েছি এই কি ভাই 1-0 গেছে নাকি মাথা ঘুরে গেছে আমার